Chapter 1. Mortis. Once upon a time, aboard a Boeing 777 wide-body airliner mid-journey over the Pacific Ocean, an evil scientist set her plan in motion. Dr. Samantha Doolittle exited the bathroom with a blue perfume bottle in her hand, spraying the contents as she walked down the aisle, as if she were fumigating for cockroaches. As a result of many of her own experiments, she now resembled a cross between Marilyn Manson and a zombie, clad in a white lab coat and elbow-length rubber gloves. She didn't bother to hide her actions, spraying as many of the 400 passengers as she could, before someone noticed and stopped her. "What the fuck are you doing?" a female passenger barked from her aisle seat. She rubbed the top of her head and smelled her finger. "What is that you're spraying on everyone?" Doolittle had estimated 120 seconds, or 2 minutes, before the passengers would be onto her, questioning her actions and motives. "It's a gene-modified influenza B virus," she replied, not skipping a beat. "Modified to do what?" the upset passenger asked. "Kill everyone you come in contact with over the next 2 weeks. A collective grumble from the passengers who heard the doctor indicated they were shocked and very upset. "Why the fuck would you do that?" a male passenger asked. "Who are you?" "If you must know, my name is Dr. Samantha Doolittle, and I intend to end human life on Earth as we know it." "Hand over that bottle," a female voice demanded. Doolittle saw the woman walking her way down the aisle, thinking she was a flight attendant. Doolittle handed the bottle over without resistance. "My bottle served its use. You may do with it what you wish. I wish to place you in custody and have this analyzed. If it's determined to be a weapon, you will be charged accordingly." The male passenger said aloud, "She said she's going to kill us all. Is he correct? Is that what you said?" "Yes," Dr. Doolittle replied. "Hands behind your back," the woman demanded. "I am Officer Gail Black, Federal Air Marshal." Dr. Doolittle did as told and was cuffed and stuffed into a storage closet in the front of the plane, in the gallery section. The Air Marshal used the comm system to inform the flight crew of the situation and requested they ask the tower to call for a hazmat team to meet them when they land. "That won't be necessary," a male voice stated. His name was Mortis, and he was a time traveler. Officer Black turned to see a tall, thin man dressed in a charcoal gray suit, wearing dark sunglasses. "No one aboard this plane will be alive in the next 10 minutes. They can't be." "What do you mean?" Officer Black asked. "And who are you?" "I am a time traveler sent back to save the human race. If this plane lands and the travelers survive, the gene-mutated virus your good doctor sprayed on them will spread and kill with impunity. It will make the Spanish flu epidemic of 1918 look like child's play. I was sent here to stop the spread before it can start." "But how?" Officer Black asked. Mortis approached the locked cabin door and pressed a button on his watch. The door clicked, and he pulled it open with ease, revealing the flight crew inside. He stepped inside and stood behind the captain and the co-pilot, who didn't see him enter at first. Then the co-pilot felt a breeze and turned to see the blade that entered the top of his head. Death was not immediate, but he was no longer able to run the controls. By this time, the captain had reached the pistol under his seat and cloaked the stranger in the belly 3 times with his Glock 9mm. Mortis's knees buckled, and he stammered to the floor. "Give me one good reason I shouldn't pop you in the head right now." The stranger reached into his pants pocket and produced a small black box with 2 buttons. He placed his thumb on one and said, "I didn't want to blow this plane into bits. I preferred a water landing, but you gave me no choice. You can't land a wide-body 777 on the ocean. It will break apart and sink." "Correct, and all 475 gene-spliced, flu virus-infected passengers will perish and won't be able to spread the disease. I am ending the pandemic that wiped out 90% of the human race in less than a month. If that is so, why bother to tell me? We are all going to die anyway," the pilot asked. For the voice recorder, when the NTSB listens to the tape, they will hear the rantings of what they think is a madman gone wild, and they will not investigate further. Dr. Doolittle's lab will be raided, investigated, and ignored once the transcript is examined. You need to do the right thing and crash this plane into the ocean. That will be much easier to explain than a bomb. But you just said this is all being recorded. We have agents working for the NTSB. The only conversations we want studied will be the ones we allow. We control everything from this point on. Why do you care what they think? You'll be just as dead as the rest of us. If I detonate the bomb, I won't be able to transport back due to electromagnetic interference. But if you land the plane in the ocean, I press a button, and wham, I'm back where I started from. The bomb was a precautionary measure in case my mission failed. And thanks to your quick thinking, almost did, Mortis explained. I'm not dumping this plane in the ocean. You have not proved anything to me. You are a madman and from what I can see, a soon-to-be dead one. Touché, the wounded time traveler replied. 2. What are you hiding in your blood? Mortis's bullet-riddled body lay spread out on the operating table, surrounded by nurses and machines. A surgical robot was in the process of removing the bullets when an alarm sounded. What's going on? The chief surgeon yelled. He was a green, scale-covered alien with a surgical mask at the controls of a robot. His name was Dr. Edwin Morlock. A scrub nurse yelled, "We are losing blood pressure, 99/48 and falling, pulse 147. More blood, run wide open," Dr. Morlock yelled. "I'm not losing another patient today." Then the heart monitor flatlined, and the word asystole blinked rapidly at the top of the screen. "He's in full cardiac arrest," the surgeon yelled. "Push epinephrine." The surgeon watched the monitor, and nothing changed. He looked around and found a medical student standing off to the side watching the procedure, and called him over. "What's your blood type?" the surgeon asked. "O negative," the student replied. "Perfect," the Dr. Morlock said with glee. "Nurse, run a central line out our student's carotid artery and transfuse his blood to our patient. If we are quick, we can keep him alive using our pupil as a cardiopulmonary bypass machine." "Do I have any say in this?" the student asked. "I don't have time to convene an ethics committee right now. We practice emergency medicine and need to make split-second decisions to keep our patients safe and, most importantly, alive. Now let my nurse perform the procedure or get out." The student exposed his neck and allowed the nurse to place the central line in his artery. "Can we speed this up?" Dr. Morlock asked like an ass. "We have maybe 3 minutes before this is unreversible." Annoyed, the robot replied, "You have failed to restart the rhythm. There is no point in continuing without a sustainable heartbeat. And don't ask for the paddles. We all know you can't shock asystole into a beating heart as they do on those television shows." "I haven't seen that on television in years," Dr. Mortis said. "Those were the days when they would say being cold gave you a cold, or being wet gave you pneumonia. Bad writing if you ask me." Then a beep was heard from the monitor, followed by more, and a normal sinus heart rhythm was established. "Good old epinephrine," Dr. Mortis said with a smile. "I'm always amazed when that works." "The epinephrine isn't on board," the lead scrub nurse said. "We ran out, and the pharmacy hasn't delivered yet." "What restarted his heart?" Dr. Mortis asked, his gaze curious. "Do you vape? Or take illegal drugs?" he asked.